Deontay Wilder, he never responded at all. He just simply stated he had no knowledge of the video itself, nor did he ask it to be taken down. Deontay Wilder, he never responded at all. He just simply stated he had no knowledge of the video itself, nor did he ask it to be taken down. But that's how, it was projected, as he asked this video personally to be taken down.
I don't know, like what's the young lion that just had all that shit to say that been going crazy? I forgot his name, but the young, he could fight. He fighting today.
I forgot his name.
All right, whatever it is. Colbert, Chris Colbert.
Deontay Wilder, he never responded at all. He just simply stated he had no knowledge of the video itself, nor did he ask it to be taken down.
I don't know, like what's the young lion that just had all that shit to say that been going crazy? I forgot his name, but
Deontay Wilder, he never responded at all. He just simply stated he had no knowledge of the video itself, nor did he ask it to be taken down.
What's good, family? Smash the like button and subscribe. Wow, this is truly peak for Team Wilder and all of his Wildette superfan shield-ons. Yeah, you man are going out super sad. And again, this is what happens when low IQ dopey dons get caught up in lies. What do we know? Well, the YB told you, man. In fact, not even the YB. Nesta Gibbs, who recorded the video with Chris Colbert, told you. Deontay Wilder rang Al Heyman and begged him to force PBC fighter Chris Colbert to delete the video. And also, obviously, to force Fight Hype to delete the video. Ness told you that. 2-2s, the YB comes on and says, listen, 100% confirmed, Deontay Wilder rang Al Heyman crying and begged Ness, Fight Hype and Chris Colbert to remove the video. That's what it is. I didn't put no fruity opinion in there, just told you the truth. 2-2s. I've got a whole bag of LDBC superfan go-dons in my comment section. YB, you're lying. YB, look at this link. This link proves it was Chris Colbert. 2-2s. The link you man sent me, yeah, was a video from Blue Balls. Are you joking? I will slap the fire out of you and Blue Balls at the same time. That goes for all you Ardodons. I swear down. All you Ardodons won't do nothing to the YB. At once. Blue Balls, BF, any of you goofies. Any of you YTBC internet goofies, please. When can I slap the fire out of you? Just let me know. No problem. You, Tyrone Booth, Billy Ho Saunders, all you man. Back to back, we can get it. No doubt. Anyway, back to this. Listen. You man told me that Blue Balls was the source proving Colbert was the one. It had nothing to do with Wilder. And in that video which you saw at the start of my video today, you'll notice I included a clip from Blue Balls. So the source that all the Wilder fans sent me as proof, yeah, that it was nothing to do with Wilder, was Blue Balls essentially saying that, well, in fact, what I'll do, I'll replay what Blue Balls said. Blue Balls said, oh man, it had nothing to do with Deontay Wilder. I spoke to Deontay Wilder and he doesn't even know Chris Colbert. He never even watched the video. That's what the baseline was. So when I told you, man, yeah, that Ness, who recorded the video, was forced by Al Heyman and PBC to remove it because Wilder was crying, the man who recorded the video told you it was Wilder. The man who recorded the video, nothing to do with me. The man who recorded the video told you who wanted to have it removed. Blue Balls comes on and then says, oh, it was nothing to do with Wilder because he hasn't seen it. 2-2s, what do we know? Again, like I told you, man, the LDBC are extremely low IQ. They're bottom feeders. And they don't know I can't even really blame them for not knowing the truth because they don't, if these men commit crimes, they don't go to jail. Why do you think BFTB hasn't gone to jail for being a predator? Because he's not intelligent enough. You have to, in order to be held accountable for a crime, you actually have to be proven to have a certain level of understanding. These guys don't understand right and wrong, if that makes sense. They haven't got a clue what's going on. They're like 30 IQ. They're essentially classed as having a missing chromosome. That's how, one of them ones, 100%. Medically speaking, these LDBC dons are classed as having one chromosome missing. No doubt. So listen, like I was saying, blue balls. And it wasn't just blue balls, because it's not his fault, but all of you goofy Wilder fans in my comment section saying, oh, you're spreading fake news, look at this link, YB. And I actually thought the link you were going to send would be a link from Chris Colbert directly. Oh no, it wasn't. It was a link from Blue Balls telling everyone that, oh, Wilder hasn't seen it. Nothing to do with Wilder. Wilder doesn't know anything about Chris Colbert. 2 twos. Wilder goes on the LDBC channel 78 Sports TV, otherwise known as Jabba the Hutt, otherwise known as Big Mama. Big Mama's House 3. Yeah? So Deontay Wilder goes on Big Mama's House 3. Yeah? What happens then? I swear down, you can watch it yourself. If you go on to the interview, which came out 2-3 days ago, and you go to the 30-minute mark, I kid you not, I looked at the time, from 30 minutes to 60 minutes in the interview, so for half an hour, Deontay Wilder spends talking about the Chris Colbert thing. Yeah? And in that 30-minute period, he says, or he admits he's seen the interview, but he spends 30 minutes explaining that he doesn't care. Oh, me, why would I care? I don't care what's said. Bro, you just spent 30 minutes explaining how you don't care and how it doesn't affect you. Listen, number one, initially, your team reported you hadn't seen this. I told you, man, at the time. At the time, yeah, when Blue Balls said he hadn't seen it, I told you exactly what would happen. Didn't I? What did I say? I said, listen, guys, what's going to happen is Team Wilder will come out and say, Team Wilder, these are my exact words. I said, before anyone mentioned anything, I said, what will happen is Deontay Wilder is going to give it to Floyd Mayweather. And this is what I hate about being 190 IQ. I tell you what's going to happen. Go back and watch the video, it's up there. I told you what would happen. I said, guys, expect what Team Wilder to come out and say and give it to Mayweather. Oh, me, I don't even know who he is. Who's that? And I never heard him before in my life. And what do we know? That's exactly what happens. Wilder comes out and says he never heard it. But because he's a low IQ, yeah, he doesn't know how to maintain that level of deception. So he ends up 1 minute saying he's never seen it, doesn't know Chris Colbert. Next minute, spending 30 minutes explaining why he's not bothered by what Chris Colbert said. Wait there, do you know him and did you watch the video or not? Because 1 minute you say you never seen a video and you don't know what he said, and the next minute you're saying, oh, I have seen it, but I'm not bothered by it. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to spend 30 minutes talking about how he's a coon and a sellout. Thought you're not bothered by it, huh? And one of the false equivalences Team Wilder put out there in the 78 Sports TV interview was that, there's loads of people who say negative things about us. Why would we suddenly delete Chris Colbert's interview? And what they don't realise is that the reason you can only touch Chris Colbert is because Chris Colbert's the only PBC fighter to say something. Does that make sense? Other fighters who say something, you don't have no power over them. So really, it makes even more sense. So yes, Wilder, just because you can't censor no one else. You don't have no power to do that. You're not a global star. If you was a global star, yeah, you'd be able to touch any media organisation. But you ain't. Yeah? You're not. The only people you can touch are the PBC. And that's exactly why Chris Colbert got touched. Because you think it's a coincidence. The one PBC fighter who says something, immediately after he says it, he gets touched. No, that's how it works. All humans have influence over their sphere that they operate in. Wilder operates in the PBC sphere. So of course, if a PBC fighter says something, he's going to be able to do something about it. Like I said, the false equivalency that, but Wilder's never censored no one else before, that's because he's not able to. But you best believe, if he could, he would. And besides, that's even rubbish, because we've seen videos before, Bruce Fain, a few other people who put videos out and they've been censored. In fact, I even put a video out with Al Heyman a little while ago, got touched. Yeah? So, listen. This was super cringe, and I knew, you might watch the video. I knew it would happen. I knew they wouldn't be able to help themselves. I knew they'd come out initially, they'd say, oh man, I don't even know. I haven't seen it. I don't even know who he is. And I knew eventually that they wouldn't be able to help themselves because they can't. And I've told you, man, before. These men, because of the chemicals in the water, because of how they've been brought up, they were brought up all around women, which means that they can't help but run their mouths. That makes sense. I've told you before, as a man, whatever Chris Colbert says, I'd just take it and whatever, move on. I wouldn't need to go onto a podcast and talk for 30 minutes about how I'm not bothered by it and about it. I'm just not interested. Does that make sense? Every man has their own. As a man, I understand every man has their own opinion, and it doesn't bother me like that. What do we know? What do women do what do women do at the hair shop, at the hair salon, at the nail salon? What do they do? They sit there talking about who said what, when, and how they do. And that's what you heard there from Team Wilder on the podcast, whittling for 30 minutes about Chris Colbert, and then they say they don't care and whatever else. It's shocking. But again, like I told you, the chemicals in the water, and you can tell none of these dons have been brought up around any men. Well, not any men who are certified. Because the men have been brought, or like I said, bottom line, they've been brought up by a whole bunch of women who have been whining, and that's where Wilder's learnt it from. Wilder has learnt to whittle about everything. He don't hold nothing down. It's kind of, everything's kind of making sense now because, again, I don't know about you, man. Guess what? Do you know how, like, for a man to be twerking, where has he learnt that behaviour from? It hasn't been a bunch of men, has it? Deontay Wilder has been exposed to the 9th degree of the most ghetto women, bottom line. That's why he learnt to twerk. We know that children replicate what they witness in the household. Wilder came up with a bunch of, I don't know what. Yeah? Because he'd be twerking. And I'm not being funny, I watched the video. He got the technique. I'd love to come on here and tell you that it's one of them, he gave it a go but flopped. Wilder can throw it back with the best of them. Honestly. Wilder can throw it back with the best of them. His little booty was going up. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And Wilder is especially, I don't know how I do know how he's learnt that. Tyson Fury taught him how to do that. Yeah? When Tyson Fury turned him out, he taught him some new tricks. Yeah? Taught him how to throw it back properly for his customer base. Because we know that Tyson Fury puts Wilder to work, no doubt. Yeah? But on a serious note, normally we see women with big booties be able to do it. Wilder don't have no fat on his bum. So I'm thinking, seriously, Wilder has to be, like, we've all seen the TikTok videos of women who are skin and bone, who try to do it, and all they do is kind of move their back up and down. It's embarrassing. But Wilder has the same stick and bone, but he's actually throwing it back. Honestly, I've never seen anything like it. Wilder would literally win the twerking Olympics. Because he ain't relying on the bubbliness. He's actually using pure techers. It was shocking to watch. And that just goes to show how feminised Wilder is. He's the most female of them all. And it's all adding up. Oh, Wilder talks about how he wants to have children and how he wants to carry a baby. What do we know? When you've been brought up, it's like that. There's an old thing, a baby was raised by wolves. And it ends up barking like a dog and whatnot, or barking like a wolf and whatnot. Wilder has been raised by a pack of females, and they've taught him it all. They've taught him how to bicker, they've taught him how to whine, they've told him how to never hold it down. Wilder's never held it down. Wilder's never just shut up and took it and sucked it up and kept it moving. Whining, twerking, doing it, he'd be doing the most. Wilder is the number one female Olympics. I believe, I'm hearing at least, in the Olympics, at some time in the near future, they're actually going to hold a gender Olympics. A gender Olympics will be where people compete to see who is the most male and who is the most female. I'm telling you now, Wilder, he's going to be a gold medal runner for the most female. Yeah? Because he has all the female characteristics. In my opinion, or not in my opinion, the facts say that in 2021, Deontay Wilder, he's the most female. Bottom line. Yeah? No doubt. When you look at all the different characteristics, you tell me, put it this way, what characteristic isn't Wilder female in? You tell me. He wants a baby, he loves to twerk, he likes to bicker and whine and everything else, and just to be talking too much. You tell me one masculine trait. Tell me it. Because we know we've all watched Kevin Samuels, yeah? One of the key themes on there is, what do? Don't take no accountability. Don't take no responsibility. Oops. What does Wilder not do? Never once have we heard Wilder say, you know what? I got beat by Fury and I think I could have done something better. Nope. Not once. Not even one little bit has Wilder actually said, you know what? I think I could have improved here. It was the bottle. It was the water. It was Mark. It was this guy. It was that guy. Think about that for a second. When AJ lost, or whoever lost, everyone, even the most in denial people, most of them, in fact all of them, have taken some level of responsibility. You tell me at what point Wilder's actually said, yeah man, my water was spiked, yeah the gloves were rigged, but I still think I could have done something better. Nope. Not a bit of responsibility, and that's again, Kevin Samuels, that there is what you call no responsibility, no accountability. Oh, I've got 4 kids by 6 different men. But how come I can't get a high value male? That's the same kind of principle. Wilder, he doesn't know how to take responsibility because of how he's been brought up. He's been brought up by people who got 4 kids by 6 different dons, and they're moaning about not being able to secure a high value male, and that's why he don't know how to take responsibility. But you best believe he knows how to twerk. He knows how to throw it back. Yeah? Do you think that's a coincidence? No, it's not. He's a female. Yeah? So listen. This is super bad. LDBC going out super sad. Wilder going out super sad. Caught lying. Yeah? Caught lying. Oh man, I haven't seen the video, and I haven't even seen it. You haven't seen it? How come you spent 30 minutes talking about it? And then at one point, he even says how he's not bothered about the interview. What do you mean? You're not bothered after you spent... I'm not surprised. You're not bothered now. You just spent 30 minutes explaining all your feelings. Imagine it. Think about it. Imagine speaking about something for 30 minutes, yeah, and then saying at the end of that, oh, I'm not bothered about it. You're not bothered now because you've got all that 30 minutes of talking off your chest. You're goofy. Anyway, caught exposed lying, and that this is, like I've put in the title, this is proof that Wilder did call Al Heyman and delete the interview from Fight Hype. Because if you lie once, you lie again. You can't, but YB, no, he did see it, but he didn't. No. You got caught lying. And why else would you, unless you think about it, why would you lie? Why didn't Wilder come out initially and say, yeah, I saw it and whatever else? For him to say he didn't see it and then to admit he did is all you need to know. He's a liar. And the bottom line is he did reach out and admit. Now, this is essentially a confession. Yeah, I did cancel Chris Colbert using PBC and Al Heyman. Bottom line, it's an admission of guilt. 100%. Because guess what? If you're in court, this goes down to a character witness. If you get caught lying on the stand, you're done. So it's exactly the same here. You got caught lying. You said you didn't see it, and then you did see it. You said you weren't bothered, and then you was bothered. So what now? Oh, but I know I did see it, but I lied about seeing it, but I didn't tell Al Heyman. Oh, whatever then. Cool story, bro. Yeah.